Well, it's your boy Jason at 4. And I am basically at our new place in Tennessee. Move this up a little bit for you. And from city boy to country boy, we've got some neighbor kids, a couple acres, 3 acres or so that way. Next to us, about 6-7 acres away, is their relative, somebody. So the kids actually have somebody their age to play with. That's really good. Our little dog Petey, which is a miniature poodle, a boy, obviously. He found him a little girlfriend right next door who's about his size, some kind of little black dog. I think her name's Sally, but we've been calling her Black Dog because I can't remember it. And they're loving life out here. You know, he's got his little friend. They're either out looking for each other every day. They're out playing around. Kids are outside. I made a little basic rope swing for the time being on this big oak tree next to my house. I was out here with a little hatchet, cutting up some little pieces of firewood, basically pieces of limbs that fell, just cutting into small pieces to use as starter wood to get this fire started. And as you can see, that big pile of wood right there is from my good brethren, Pastor Dowell. When he came up here to help me get this place situated, they helped me unload this truck, the moving truck, and got everything inside. He helped me install the wood burning stove. Him and 4 of the brothers came down and dropped me off this wood when they came to get me started for about a week or so. And really good stuff. He gets it out at the like a lumber yard where they do pallets and stuff, and was nice enough to bring it down, of course free of charge, you know, like a true friend. As they say, if you want to see who your true friends are, ask them to come over and help you move. Seriously. So I mean, they came in here, they handled it, boom 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 boom, just took care of it. On my roof, they were up there caulking with that black tar, roofing tar and stuff, and putting up the new double insulated pipe. It was starting to rain a little bit. They were still up there working. Man, these are the kind of people I want to be around. These are the kind of people that I want to be a part of. Now granted, Pastor Dowell's 3-hour drive from here, but that's really not that long if you think about it. And anyway, so I'm just gonna cut a little wood and maybe talk a little bit. But I gotta tell you, since I've been out here, it's a smaller house, not, you know, nothing like we had in Florida. We had a block house, 1,532 square feet, with a detached, like 2.5 car garage. Of course, right in the center, you know, in the middle of the freaking city. Loud noises, neighbors making all kinds of noise all over the damn place. Whether they're waking up early and sawing stuff, or, you know, just making noise or whatever it might be. From that to the neighbors' dogs barking all out of control, ambulances constantly going by, people with their loud bass stereo systems flying by all the time. It's just like, you know, I don't know how people like that or want it or whatever, and I guess it may not be necessarily that people like it or want it. I guess as much as you kind of have no choice, because where all the jobs are in the city. I've been lucky enough to my boss, who by the way just called me a matter of moments ago, to tell me he's up. He's very close to his house now up here in Tennessee, and it's the final trip. They got everything they needed. He's gonna call me back in a little bit, and he's gonna break up through the mountain area or the hilly area. But he's up here, I'm up here. We're gung-ho about this restaurant. I gotta travel 35 miles every day to work and then back, so I had to get a pickup truck, because obviously, you know, like if I need firewood or something, I'm gonna have to go somewhere probably. I mean, they will deliver it, but I might as well go somewhere where it's cheaper, load the bed of this truck up full of wood, bring it home and dump it right here or whatever, set my little stack up. And you know, I can fill this entire bed up. Not that this is a big pickup truck, and I'll show you this little truck I got in a second, but I can fill this thing up for probably $40 to $50 by going somewhere and getting some wood that's advertised, even on Craigslist, which could last me probably at least a month. So I could, you know, probably longer actually, because I hadn't been going through too much wood here, and this what they brought here I could fit in this pickup truck. So I don't know. I'd say probably a month's worth maybe. If it was like freezing cold day and night, you know, for 30 days straight, no, you're gonna need some serious wood for that anywhere. But anyways, I can tell you, the first day that we got up here, the very first day, you know, our stuff is everywhere. Inside the house, you can't hardly walk. Everything's everywhere. Can't find what we're looking for. Looking through boxes, even though we labeled all the boxes so we could find stuff, we still couldn't find stuff. And I'm sitting there in bed. I'm laying next to my wife, and I'm starting to think to myself, you know, I really wasn't sad the whole time. I wasn't upset the whole time. Not emotional at all. Just gung ho about coming up here. And then I get here that first time. It's like, you know, I'm in a little bit of a smaller house, and everything's everywhere. I don't feel comfortable. I feel out of my element. And I actually had a little gut feeling inside for a minute. Like, it was pure emotion of, oh my God, what did I do? Did I do the right thing? You know, the way I described it to my wife, because she was laying right next to me, and I was telling her, I said, you know what this feels like? This basically feels like, for me right now, those foster kids, because we did foster care for a little while before we had our kids. And I said, this feels like, I bet this is exactly what the foster kids feel like. You've been ripped from your home, you're ripped from everything you know, you're in some stranger's bed or whatever house, sleeping in a strange bed and weird surroundings, you know, nothing really feels quite like you thought it would or whatever. And you're sad, you're emotional, you want your parents back, you want what you had back, your lifestyle back. It's the only way I could describe that. And it was funny because my wife said, well, that's what I've been feeling for like the last month off and on. So she said, now you know why I was kind of reluctant to go. As we got closer and closer, I was kind of having second thoughts. And I said, I know, it's just an emotion, you know, everyone goes through this. And I said, I hadn't really gone through it until right now. While I'm sitting here laying next to you in bed in the middle of the night, thinking about this, I'm like, you know, just hit me right here. And I was like, oh man, what have I done? You know, is this right? And then I sat there for a minute, you know, the emotion went by, and I said, you know, yeah, this is right. I knew what I wanted. This is what we wanted. The house is a wreck right now because everything's everywhere. It's, you know, it's as we start to clean up and move stuff around, it's gonna, you know, start to look like a home. You're gonna feel more comfortable. So long story short, that was Tuesday night because we got here on Tuesday. That night is when I felt it. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today, I don't have that feeling at all. It's gone. I haven't asked my wife if hers is fully gone yet or not, but she looks and appears to be more comfortable than I've seen her this whole week. So yeah, I'm kind of loving life out here right now. I mean, as you can hear, the neighbor kids are right over there playing kickball or something with each other. There's 3 of them out there. So I don't know if you can hear that noise in the background or not, but aside from that, just listen for a second. Yeah, you can probably hear the kids screaming, right? Out there playing. But it is just quiet. There's no sounds of like vehicles. I mean, every now and then, like if it's dead quiet and a big 18-wheeler goes down one of the highways, you know, you can kind of stand here and just barely hear it a little bit. But it's God, it's so quiet. It's so much more quieter than than Florida or you know, the city. Obviously, you can go to Florida anywhere, and you know, not anywhere, but in the rural area of Florida, there does exist some of that, especially in the northern parts. But and it's quiet, you know, out in the country. Basically, when I talk about Tennessee and being quiet and all that, I'm just talking about being out in the country. Period. Doesn't matter what state you're in. When you're out in the country, you are out in the country. I haven't seen anything here that I'm really upset about. It's funny because when you go into anywhere, nobody's in a hurry. No one has that attitude of I got to cut in front of everybody. I got to get there. I got to, you know, everyone's just chill, relaxed, slow going, waving. You know, most people wave when you drive by or whatever. And yeah, it's been cold these last few nights at night, you know, and in the morning. But I got the wood burner stove. I'm just getting the hang of that. You know, I don't want to burn the thing up, you know, real hot. So I've been trying to find the median of how much wood, and you know, it just takes a little getting used to, but I got it down pretty good right now. and I've determined that these big blocks I need to cut probably into 3 sections instead of 2. I was doing 2 at first, just splitting them right down the center kind of thing, and then sending them off. And I do have some still like that, and I guess once the fire is real hot and going good, you can put those in there. But when you're starting to build the fire up, it takes a little too long, for my liking, to catch on and start getting up there in the heat zone or whatever you want to call it. But I think I hear a goose or something. Or maybe it's one of those big giant cranes. Oh, there they go. No, it's geese. It's geese. It's a flock of geese flying. About 12 or 15 of them. Ha! Nice. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyways, I'm gonna be starting to do some YouTube videos soon. I know it's been a little while, and I had to get situated, obviously, and go run to the town, and oh shoot, I forgot something. Okay, there's another 30 minutes gone. And as you can see, hot Florida, winter, not even winter, it's more like spring to summertime over in Florida right now. Come up here, and on the way up here, as we slept in Alabama in a dump called the Budget Inn, but there was nothing else around, and my wife was dead tired, so I had to stop for her. Anyways, we stayed there, started feeling something up here a little bit, right here, boom. Now I got 2 cold sores. Man, it looked like I'm, got AIDS in my face or something. But let me show you a little bit of. We brought that little chicken coop right there. We brought that chicken coop with us. I had that in the backyard in Florida. My wife wanted that for our little rabbits. Got a couple sheds. Got my stuff in there. Over here is the it's like a workshop, two car. You probably fit about 3 or 4 cars in there. Workshop. It's got power, cement floor, and everything. Got a wood burning stove in that thing too. That little shed is not my property, and that little house is not my property. That's actually the lady that lived here. It was their parents, and the state got it for some reason or another. But it's only about 2 acres, so right where that tree is, that bent center tree, to there, and then to the house kind of thing, that's their property. Everything else to the left, if you see those tree lines, every tree you see in the picture basically going straight back to the left behind that barn, that's kind of my property line. It goes all the way back to where the big trees are back there, not quite that far. I don't know if you can see that house. I'll try to zoom in, even though this is not a real zoom, it's digital. But that house back there is not my property. There's a road right in front of it that is. And it goes up this way, up where these trees are. See where that telephone pole is? Not the one on the left, but the one that's on the left. Right up there, and part of that hill, all the way back that way. So I got about 10.5 acres, I think is what it is. And so far I'm kind of liking it. And I kind of feel bad for everybody, because some people want this so bad, just like I have for the last 5 or 6 years. And they can't achieve it because it's unrealistic. It's an unrealistic goal simply because the jobs are in the city, period. So you have to go to the city and live near the city or in the city to go to that job, unless you feel like driving 40, 50, 60 miles to work every day. And some people do, and you can make that happen, but a lot of times you can't. You just got to get a house right. Like me, I've been working at the place for 7 years now, and I was 3 miles away. I mean, I can't beat that. And even so, it still took me 15 minutes to get to work every day, going through traffic. And that's absurd. I can go miles and miles and miles here in 15 minutes. During rush hour, or during, whether it's early morning or late afternoon rush hour, I still get there. There ain't no cars. There's hardly any cars. It's just like the area you can just leave everything unlocked. No one's going to come mess with it. I mean, I've been here for literally, Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday around 2 o'clock, actually. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the only cars I've seen, maybe a couple of cars that I assume obviously live down there somewhere. And then the one neighbor right across the street, I've seen them. That was the 3rd car. And I'm like, my kids are wanting to ride their little bikes up and down the street right here. And I'm like, man, cars and my mindset's not there yet, because I'm thinking of back where I was, back in Florida. I wouldn't dare let my kids sit. I wouldn't even be standing on the side of the road watching them. I would be out there next to them while they rode their bike. And normally we didn't ever even rode the bike on the streets. For one thing, I'd go across right behind our house is the Brandon Swim and Tennis Club, and we'd go over there and ride bikes in the parking lot. I mean, there was just, even not rush hour, there's cars everywhere, so I just didn't feel safe, you know. So here I am in that mode. Hey, yeah, let me watch my kids. I got, you know, and Evelyn, make sure you're standing out there watching the kids, you know, if I'm inside the house. And the thing is, when a car comes down this street, you can hear that son of a gun coming for like half a mile. So it's like way major warning that you could easily, huh? Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Alright, so anyways, I'm going to cut it now, and I'll be doing some videos soon.